first we're just going to start with basic warm-up for kind of limited mobility if you have any problem with knees, low back. So we're going to work our way down. We're going to start with our neck. So first we're just going to get a couple head turns to either side. Just be nice and slow. I want you to remember, keep your shoulders pinned back, core tight. You're sitting up nice and tall. Your shoulders are over your hips, so you're not leaning forward. We're not kind of really sitting back in the chair. You're being active in your core, active in your back, shoulders aligned over the hips. Knees, you can just have them be just about hip width apart, just straight out from your hips. So starting, we're just going to turn the head to either side. I'm going to go to my right first. You're looking out. If you're turned to your right, it's like you're trying to look out the corner of your right eye to look for the chair behind you. Move it back to the middle, turn to the other side. Looking out the corner of that left eye, trying to see the upper back of the chair behind you. Back to the right. Make sure you're breathing as you're going. Your core is tight. Back to the left. After this one, we're going to get one more to each side. To the right. Really trying to find that chair behind you, not moving anything other than your neck. We're not moving at the core, at the shoulders. Everything is staying in line. Back to the left, last time. Then we're going to meet back in the middle. This time, we're going to tilt the head to either side, kind of like you're trying to touch your ear to your shoulder. Don't try to raise the shoulders up. To the right. Hold it just for a couple seconds. To the left. We'll get the same number of these, so we'll get 6. So this is 3. Not pushing too far, just to a point that feels good. Remember, back stays pinned in, pinned back, core is tight. Last one for each side. Back to the left. Meet in the middle. So next, we got our neck a little bit loosened up, and now we're going to go to the shoulders. So what we're going to do, arms are just going to be by the side, again, nice and tall. We're just going to pull the shoulders up and then rotate back up to the ears and then pin back. Got 5 of these. This will be 3. Staying nice and tall from that waist up. 4. One more. 5. Good. Now we're going to go the other direction. So I'm going to start pinning back, bringing them up to my ears and around. Pin back, up to my ears and around. That's 2. Up and down. 3. 2 more. Up and down. I have a lot of cracking going on here. Obviously I needed this. 1. Last one coming up. And down. Okay, move out a little bit further from the back of the seat. I'm kind of at the edge of my chair. My butt's still fully supported. Nice and tall, shoulders pinned, core tight. Let's do arm circles next. So let's start, we'll start coming forward. Reaching up at that top, nice and tall. I want you to really try to reach for that ceiling. And then we're going to pin back, bring it around. That's 1. We'll get 5 in each direction. Nice and tall at the top, pin back, 2. Make sure you're breathing through this. I have a tendency too to kind of hold my breath. 3. 2 more. Tall, reach for that ceiling. 4. Last one. 5. Now I'm going to switch directions. 5 in the reverse. So arms come back. My shoulder blades pinned together like if someone put a pen back there. I'm trying to grab it. I'm bringing it around. Reaching up at the top. I can feel this all down my back. If I keep that core tight, really contracting my muscles in my back as I'm back here at the top. Reaching up 2. 3. 2 more. 4. Last one. pin back, reach it back, up to the top, reach up, 5. Okay, from there, let's get into our waist a little bit. So again, shoulders pinned, core tight, arms are to the side. We're just gonna kind of pretend like something's pulling you down on that right side. Keep the shoulders even, facing forward. Now to the left. Keep the core tight, 2. 3. Shoulders pinned, core tight, 5. 6, good. Hands on the hips. So that kind of got side body opened up. This time we're gonna get a little bit more rotational, so we'll open up our back, waist a little bit. Nice and tall. What I'm going to do, opposite hand, opposite knee, and we're just going to go to the side. Let's hold it for just a few breaths. So let's say like 3 nice long breaths. So shoulders are pinned back, you're nice and tall, your shoulders are still over your hips. Breathing in. Feel those lungs expand, opening up that rib cage. 3rd breath coming up. Nice and deep in. Good. Now we're gonna go to the other side. So right hand's gonna come to the outside of the left leg. I'm gonna have my left hand on my hip. I'm gonna first start up nice and tall, and then I'm going to turn. I'm kind of pressing in a little bit with my right hand against the outside of that left knee. Shoulders over hips. You're nice and tall, core is tight. So let's start 3 breaths. Nice and long. Good. Back to the middle. So kind of got that waist up. If you feel like you need a little bit more, if you like those stretches, you can kind of pause the video now, redo whichever ones you feel you want to redo, and then meet me back up for when we get into the hips. So again, I'm gonna be at the edge of the seat. So first thing we're gonna do, just start working on getting kind of the hips, the legs, get some blood going down there. So what we're gonna do is just pulling the legs in, like we're kind of doing a seated march. Remember, waist up is still nice and tall. My shoulders are still over my hips. Let's get about 10. So 2 more. Good. From there, I'm just gonna extend out, squeeze the top of your thigh, your quad muscle, bring it down. Extend it out, really activate that leg muscle, bring it down. That's 6, let's get 4 more. Really kind of like push your heel out. Really get that quad engaged, last 2. Good, from there, let's get the hips open a little bit. So we're gonna do some side steps, nice and tall. We're just gonna step out, tap down, bring in. Out, tap down, bring in. Core stays tight, try to keep the upper body nice and quiet. 2, 4, 10. We're gonna do 10 of all these leg things. Really feel everything opening up. 6. 9, 1 more. All right, let's meet back in that middle. So from there, let's have the feet be narrow. And what we're gonna try to do is get some core activation going. So we're going to have our arms out, so we're not able to really stabilize as much. And what we're gonna do is lift one leg at a time. So you wanna think your trunk's responsible, so your trunk is your front side, your back side. When you have everything kind of floating out from that, and this has to controls all your appendages, so your arms, your legs. Being able to keep that still as things are moving is definitely a challenge. Nice and tall. Let's get 2 more. Okay, reset. So next time what we're gonna do, we are going to bring the arms out. This is the back position of the arms. So what we're gonna do is extend the leg out, and we're gonna get a rotation, opposite arm, opposite leg. So we're just rotating, rotating. Really pull that core, and that's really gonna help you manage this. 3, that is 4, 5, nice and tall. 6, each time you come to this back position, I want you to think shoulders pin, core tight. 7, 8, 2 more. 1, 2. Good. From there, I think that will give you just a little bit of open. Actually, let's add in just a couple ankle ones. Really can't see my ankles, so let's move back a little bit so you can see my feet. What I'm going to do is just push up on my toes, really flexing my calf muscles, and then I'm going to flex. I'm going to walk my feet out a little bit, actually. Flex my toes back. Push in, you're up nice and tall on your toes, like you have some real tall heels on, and then pin back, lift up, toes are up. Don't forget about that upper body, shoulders are back, over your hips, core is tight. Let's get a few more of those. Up on the toes, pull the toes up, dig into the heels. Two more. 1, 2. Good. And I feel that's just a real basic, real brief, kind of working from, obviously neck down. If there's certain ones that felt good, definitely do them again. This would be a good warm up to do before each session, or even just if you're sitting at your desk all day, being able just to kind of work through the different areas. If you have a lot of tension in your neck, the 2 neck ones that we did, those were definitely good options, and of course the back ones too.